Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you coming from. Dare I say it, I'm back. I am back. Maybe not here for a long time, but long enough to make an impact. With all that's going on in the world, I thought about there's many things that I could talk about. Who knows? Maybe we can go into conspiracy theories, another COVID death rate, and what's going on with the vaccine and everything like that. But I just want to come here now, today, in this moment. Shout out to the replay gang for those who are watching this in the replay, if anybody. How are you? Are you okay? The person out there, the viewer, the listener, the watcher. What's going on? Mighty R. Appreciate you. Um, just hoping that you're okay out there, bro. This is what something I wanted to come and say just to make sure y'all folks are okay. Are you okay? I mean, with everything that's going on and stuff in the news where people having fears and stuff like that, I just want to see how y'all folks out there doing. What's going on, Melanie? Appreciate you. I actually got the idea from you, Melanie. I think I was watching your quarantine tag video and you was asking the question, are you okay? Like, are you seriously okay? And that made me think, I mean, how are you folks out there doing? I don't want to tell you how you should feel or what you should feel. And sometimes we just forget to check on people. Sometimes we just forget to say, hey, you know what? How's folks doing? Be it folks online, be it folks personally, be it you have coworkers, people that you may not like. It's different stuff that's going on. And I hope that everything is going all right. How am I doing, mighty R? I've been up and down. I had high blood pressure and stuff like that. Family members, in the hospital and stuff like that. But we surviving. We getting through. We're making it happen and whatnot. I got tested for COVID-19 just to make sure, see if I'm good. Not a peace of mind, just to make sure I'm still negative. So we'll get those results in the next couple of days. Hopefully everything is good. I didn't say I got any symptoms or anything like that, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm good, that I'm negative and whatnot. Just trying to make sure I'm together. But I hope you folks out there are doing well. I hope everything is good. And if you're not doing okay, that's okay too. You know, uh, if you're fearful, if things are going on, then that's just what it is. What's going on? Michael's ML ATG tag, hey man, fantastic. In the house, getting some homework and assignments done. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Get done when you can. Make it work, make it happen for you. So my thing is just checking on folks and seeing how everything is, or how everything is. Well in advance of my 12 midnight deadline. Peace and blessings to you as well. um like I said, this is just a check-in. I don't have any deep profound things to say. I just want to make sure y'all folks out there is all right. And like I was saying before, before I got sidetracked a little bit, if you're not okay, if you're a little fearful, that's okay. I get that and I understand that as well too. It's all right to be afraid. It's all right to not know what's going to happen, and then think to yourself, where am I going? What's happening? What am I going to do? It's all right to have concerns. The thing is not to stay deep in these concerns. It's not to stay so much into a point where you can't get up out of it. You can't put yourself through. And if you're also a praying person or you believe in God, you trust in God, you trust in the Lord to get you through, let your faith get you through however you believe. But my thing is just, we'll all get through this. It's about surviving each day. It's about doing what we have to do. But I don't want to put my spin or my philosophy on anybody's particular life. Like I said, I hope you're okay. I just hope folks are surviving. I hope you're paying attention and being safe. And for those folks that are not being safe, I tell you to be considerate, or to consider what damage you may do to other people with reckless behavior or just fear. And a lot of times that's what I worry about a lot too. It's not so much of the COVID-19 and the virus and whatnot. You're okay. Well, here's the thing with you, Drone. I know you're okay, but you're not okay, but you're okay. But I'm glad you're okay. So that's good. But the thing is, we're here another day, and that's just the thing. It's just making it day by day. Sometimes okay is all we can be. And we go from it from there. That's just really what it is. But just being realistic about it. And I encourage people, check on your people, man. Check on those folks that are in your life. Call people, even if you don't want to talk to them, even if you can't stand them. I got some calls that I got to make. I got some people that I got to get in touch with that I probably haven't spoken to or talked to in a while. Just see how folks are, just see what's going on with them, just see what's doing. Sometimes you got to speak to people that you never thought you would speak to again. Wellness check. There you go. That's a wellness check. Don't let your fears bog you down if you have to put on a mask to go outside. Yeah, definitely. Michael, you're right. If you got to put on a mask, go outside, do what you got to do. Don't let the fear bog you down. But if the fear is bogging you down, if you are afraid, that's okay too. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay, you know, not to know and have emotions emotions and anxieties about things and be wherever you are. It's just not to let it cripple you and bog you down. And it's hard sometimes because we'll see things, we'll watch the media, we'll see people's reactions, we'll see people getting sick, we'll see people dying and all that other stuff. Checking on folks, that's very considerable. Yeah, no, it is. You want to consider other people. You want to consider other folks because you may have somebody elderly in your family. You may have somebody, elderly neighbor. You may have somebody that you may not particularly care for, but nobody else cares for them as well. Those emotions are very natural. Yes, it's natural to have emotions, Michael. And I think a lot of people forget that. It's a natural thing to say, hey, you know what? I'm a human being. I'm a human being, and I am fearful and worried and concerned and have anxiety about things. It doesn't mean that you're wrong for that. It just means you don't want these things to cripple you. You don't want these things to be something that debilitates you to the point where you forget to live. Because it's a nice, beautiful day outside. The sun is shining. Of course, I can't go out there and do exactly what I want to do, but I can appreciate the fact that I'm up. I can appreciate the fact that I got breath and life in my lungs. I got food on my table. I got fresh oranges. Like I tell you, quarantine snack. I got things. Money in my pocket. I got stuff going on for me. Things may not be exactly what I want them to be right now, but it's a lot more than most. And I am blessed, and I'm in a great position, and I'm in a great position to do some things even after the quarantine is over. And I say this to say to all you folks, be grateful for what you have, be grateful for the opportunities, that are there. Don't take for granted to the things that you do have. Some people may not see it, and it takes time to see and to understand and to realize that, you are in a good position. We're not in a depression or anything, and far from it. But we're in a position where we just got to get through. We got to be safe. We got to be smart. We got to do all those things that you may see or hear about, the health professionals talking about. And, like I said, just hopefully you're okay. And I just ask if you're okay. And if you're not, you need to talk to me, hit me up on the interwebs or on the community page or space, or anybody knows me on Facebook and stuff like that. And I can get my phone number out, to hit me up, hashtag RNS. There you go. But I don't know. It's just being realistic about it. I want folks, and this is just me. Maybe I'm being selfish. I just want folks to know that if you can put one foot in front of the other each day, that you can survive. You can make it through. What's going on, Detox Diva? I saw your video that you just posted, and I wanted to ask you right quick. Is that carrot bacon? If I'm not mistaken, that's carrot bacon that you had with the protein pancakes. It looked kind of good. I had protein pancakes before, but I never had carrot bacon. That seemed interesting. I think you had some kind of eggs or something like that. Yeah, but good breakfast. Got me inspired right there. I didn't even eat yet, but I got to eat yet. I still got this orange here. Maybe I have some cereal. Eat some cereal in the afternoon. Carrot bacon. Okay, that's interesting. Carrot bacon. I got to try that out one day. But hopefully you're okay. And I ask you, are you okay? Out there, Detox Diva. I mean, are all of you okay? Just checking in with all of you, hoping all of you, are good. Hopefully your families are safe. Hopefully everybody is doing what they need to do. You're taking care of each other, looking out for each other. I'm praying for you, praying for your families, your friends, co-workers, anybody in your area affected. I'm great because God keeps lifting me up and giving me the strength to keep going every day. Hey, blessings for that. If you got the strength to keep going and you got God waking you up every day, then you're ahead of the game. And I think that's what it's about, whether you're religious or not religious. If you're being woken up every day and you have life and breath and your health and you have your family safe and you have money in your pocket, a roof over your head, money in your pocket, I think you're ahead of the game. Like I said, not to be overly optimistic, but sometimes we take things for granted to the fact that we have a safe space to be. Thank you, Melanie. that we have a position that we're in, that we can thrive, we can prosper. A lot of us need to remember, even though it's going to be scary times moving forward, trying to figure out what's what, vaccinations and social distancing, and whether or not things are gonna be the same. You still have a lane to go, and you still have a way to go, and sometimes we forget that. You have to find positive within all the stuff that is going on, and there is some positives. Yes, Detox Divas, there are many positives. Like I said, the many positives is that there's still a lot of people alive. There's still a lot of people able to thrive. If this virus was as bad as some people thought it was, then a lot more people would be dead than what are. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. The fact that we do have a lot of folks that are still able to overcome, this COVID-19 virus. The recovery rate is high in all countries, whether it be China, whether it be Italy, whether it be Spain, whether it be here in America, Canada, whatever. The survival rate is high. So when you look at the numbers, and you kind of like reframe it, do a positive reframing of it, there is definitely a lot of possibilities. A lot of it is overcoming the fear. A lot of it is understanding that it could be fear. The fear causes us to panic, and it's like, there's a quote that said, fear is for the fearful. So I can't tell people not to be in fear, because, some people, hey, they get afraid. If you're afraid, if you're scared, if you're worried about certain things, it just means that you're human, but I would say with that, don't let that stop you from being human. Don't let it stop you from living your life. Don't let it stop you from being who you are. And I think that's the problem. There's nothing wrong with being afraid. There's nothing wrong with being worried. There's nothing wrong with being concerned, to be anxious. There's nothing wrong with expressing those things that, are deep within inside of you. There's nothing wrong with talking to somebody. There's talk therapy. Maybe you have somebody, a loved one, somebody you care about, that you could go speak to, and you hash these things out. There's nothing wrong with that. But to keep it inside and not say it to anybody, to not express it, to not really go through it and talk it out and go through those emotions, it's a problem. Like for me, this helps me, just having this live stream with you, being able to talk to you and see if folks is okay and express things and talk about different ideas. This helps me. So, and I talk to my mother, or I'll talk to different people on the phone, I'll reach out to a friend or coworker. It helps me, because what it does is it begins to express different ideas. It begins to say, okay, wow, somebody, a friend, a family member, yeah, talking does help. It begins to say, okay, wow, maybe things are not as bad as it thought. Because I was talking to a friend, I'll be honest with you, I was talking to a friend when this first started, an old timer, and they were telling me about how, don't worry as much, because the government is going to do this, or certain things are going to happen this way. What's going on, Creative Redundancy? Appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Different things were being laid out to me, as far as what I could do to protect myself, what I could do to manage my money. It was different things that were happening, and then after the conversation, I realized, hey, wow, maybe things is not as bad as I thought they were. Let me see what Detox Diva is saying. The only issue with having continual fear and worry is that it brings you down, your immune system, because it'll stress you, and you have to find avenues to be able to talk about it and release it. Yes, Detox Diva. That is definitely a must, because I did a video years ago talking about how stress is a killer. Stress will kill you. It will bring you down, and that's in regular times. So what Detox Diva is saying is 1,000% correct. More than that, if you are stressed, if you are worried, if you are fearful, if you are going through something, find somebody to talk to. Find somebody that you could trust. Find somebody that's going to give you good advice, or do some positive reframing, or try to get you to see it from a balanced point of view or perspective. Don't hold it in. Don't have it to the point where you're going through stuff and you just try to hold it to yourself. If you got somebody around you that you could talk to, or if you don't have somebody you could talk to, find somebody, maybe a friend that you have through social media that you can trust, that you can keep confidential with. Find a health professional, or somebody who's a therapist. Find someone to talk to, so the anxieties or the fears, or the worries or the concerns can be eased, to find a release. Because if you don't, this stuff stays pent up inside. Like Detox Diva was saying, you can find yourself getting stressed out and emotional about things. And again, it's something you do at your time when you're ready. And like I said, if you're okay, and I want to say this on the other side of this, if you're okay, if you're all right, if you're doing well, then you know what? Continue doing what you're doing, because I'm asking folks, are they okay? I don't want to assume that everybody is not okay, or you are okay. So you may be okay. If you may be okay, if you're doing good, then have other folks, let other folks lean on you. Be there for other people. Be strong and ask folks, are they okay? Do that. Hold on, let me see what the other comments is. What's going on, Cheryl? Appreciate you for coming through. Thank you all for coming through. Hopefully all of you are good, or all of you are all right. But like I was saying to anybody that's coming into this live stream, if you're not okay, if you're going through something, if you're stressed, if you're fearful, if you're anxious, one of the first things you can do. What's going on, paranormal? Appreciate you. One of the first things you can do is actually just find somebody to talk to, and if that's not enough, then you go a step further. You keep going. Doing better than average today. There's nothing wrong with that creative redundancy. If you're doing better than average, then hey, you're ahead of the game. Take some of that strength, reserve some of that energy for a day when you're not. you know, but like I said, these are things a lot of you folks know. I'm not telling you something that you don't know. I'm not telling you stuff that you're not aware of. Sometimes we just need to check in with each other. Sometimes we just need to talk to each other. Sometimes we just need to say hello to each other. Sometimes you just need somebody to know that you care. And that's what it is. Sometimes people need to hear from you just to know that, hey, you know what? I value your life, or you value their life. Those things, are important. Thank you, Paranormal. Appreciate you, Brian. And it goes a long way, because it's like the old businessman once said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Sometimes people just want to be heard. Like I was having a conversation with a family member. Sometimes people just want to feel heard. Sometimes, they don't want to just feel like they're speaking out into an echo chamber. What's going on, Iron Fire Horse? Appreciate you for coming through. Salutations and shout outs to you. Sometimes when you're speaking, when you're talking, people just want to know that you care. They just want to know that they're not speaking into an echo chamber where I'm saying things and they're just being repeated back to me, and it's just coming back to me, and nobody's listening. It's just me self-speaking to self, and you don't want that. So it's a situation where, just let people know, man. Let people know you care, and if you need somebody to care, reach out to somebody. That's just what it is. And I really go from there. These are not hard things to do. But sometimes we get lost in social media and with our technology. Sometimes we forget the most basic thing is how to communicate with each other, or the fact that we should communicate with each other. Because a lot of us know how to communicate, but we forget that it's okay. Let me not get my hand in the camera. Sorry about that. Smash the like button to show how much you enjoy it. I appreciate that, Paradox. I appreciate that. Thank you. But this is more about all of you folks out there. This is all about you, the watcher, the listener, the viewer, the subscriber, the non-subscriber. I just want to make sure you folks are okay, because I legitimately do care that you folks are okay. I legitimately do care that you folks are doing well out there. Because I know what it's like. Sometimes we're just going in our daily lives, we're ripping and running, and we're doing our things, and we forget. Sometimes we forget to check on other people. Sometimes folks are not checking on us. Sometimes we want to feel like, or know that, somebody cares and somebody's concerned. I'm not saying you should to live a life where you want people to constantly have to like you or have to be around you. But it's good to know sometimes that, hey, you got people you could talk to, you got people willing to talk to you, and sometimes you just have to express the fact that maybe you're not okay. Maybe you're not doing well. I haven't been on social media much lately, only dropping by a small handful of channels. Appreciate that, Iron Fire Horse. I'm grateful for that. And thank you for dropping by this channel. But again, if you got to take a break from social media, then maybe you need to take a break from social media. That definitely helps as well, too. Because sometimes we can be overwhelmed by interactions or contacts or different things that's coming into our psyche, negativity, proclivities, there's different things that could definitely come into our sphere. And it's about knowing where you're at and being honest with yourself and being balanced with yourself, and saying, hey, look, if you're not okay, it's okay not to be okay. You don't have to put on a brave face and smile and act like everything is all right to please people. So that's that whole thing. But I think you folks get where I come from. And I'm not going to keep you on here long, but I do appreciate folks for coming through. I do hope everybody's okay. If you're not okay, if you need somebody to talk to, you could definitely hit me up. You can hit me up if you follow me on Facebook or Mel. You can hit me up in the comment section and say, hey, Mel, we need to talk, need somebody to speak to. You can catch me at seeker.dreamer.believer@gmail.com. If you want to email me and we talk through there. If you just need somebody to listen, it's all good. I'm willing to do that as well. So it's all good. Definitely, I had to check you out. So we'll see what happens. But stay well, folks. Be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming by. Be true to God. Be true to yourself. Be true to others.